Hello, Steve White, Trick Boy 89 for Steve Arts 89, Star Trek's Gatekeeper. Let's talk about the Borg Queen. I want to talk about the Borg Queen. I watched the second episode of Picard, and we saw the first appearance of the Borg Queen in Picard, in this timeline, in this universe, the Prime universe. I felt the definite absence of Alice Krieg. I don't want to criticise Annie Wershing, I think her name is, who is the actress portraying the Borg Queen. She's the third actress to portray the Borg Queen. Alice Krieg, of course, was the first to portray her in First Contact, and she was brilliant. Suanna Thompson took over in Voyager because they couldn't afford Alice Krieg to have her back, but they managed to get her back for the final episode, which was a bit confusing, because when the Borg Queen appeared again, the assumption was that there were multiple Borg Queens just all over the place, and there wasn't just the one. So they did kill one Borg Queen, but there were other Borg Queens. So it made sense that she wouldn't look exactly the same, so the idea of another actress playing her made sense. But then when they showed the Borg Queen again, and it was played by Alice Krieg, I'm confused. I guess they are supposed to all look identical then, and we just have the same actress playing her again. They managed to get her for the final movie-length episode. So I was a bit confused there. And when I heard they might have the Borg back, I assumed they'd have Alice Krieg, because apparently they're rolling in money and there's such a premiere show on Paramount Plus. You'd think they'd be able to get the original actress, but they couldn't get her. They either couldn't afford her, or she was busy. I personally feel they couldn't afford her, but I haven't been able to confirm that, because I haven't seen anyone interview her about that. I know she was recently in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, and she was in another movie someone was talking about. So she's very busy with films. So I don't think she was really interested in doing a TV series, which is what her character is, because I thought she was going to be in one episode, but she apparently now is a member of this renegade team of murderers and synths and whatever else the Picard crew is made out of. I was really disappointed when they had this big scene between Patrick Stewart and an actress playing the Borg Queen. It wasn't the Borg Queen, it wasn't the Borg Queen. Even if they got Susanna Thompson back, that still would have made some sense, as she was the Borg Queen before, so that would make some sense. We have this new actress, and am I not the only one really underwhelmed by the makeup and costuming? The original Borg Queen concept was originally designed by H.R. Geiger originally, and they did a whole bunch of variations, and they got down to a very brilliant little design where you just had the head and chest of an alien that was put into the mechanical body, Borg body, and that was the Borg Queen. And there was an absolute separation between, even though you could see she had technology, under her skin, and she was part technology, but you just this one part, and then the body was separate. There was two separate parts, and it was brilliant. You had her come down from the ceiling and go into her body, and then the rest of the episode she just was an actress wearing a suit. That was fine. It worked because you had that big, expensive, complicated effects sell it. And we saw elements of that with her in Voyager and that. But this Borg Queen makes no sense. They've just cut her in half for no apparent reason. It would have made sense to just, if you're going to take this person prisoner, this alien prisoner, and hold them captive, you would remove the I was going to say human part, the physical part, the flesh part, and just have that in the little canister-looking device that they've got her hanging in. Why would you cut her in half? Why would you take her legs off? It makes no sense. Can she not do any damage with her arms? It doesn't make any sense. And basically she's got real hands. So she's basically just a human wearing a black outfit. Before the Borg Queen was an actual physical robotic body, and the human part was just sitting in it like a little carriage. It was just sitting in it like Krang. I suddenly thought of Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which was the brain inside the mechanical body. It was sort of like that. And we've just seen her now in a trailer where apparently they've had some sort of accident, and the Borg Queen has spilled out of her little canister, and she's crawling around on her hands, and she's got her tentacles that are going out basically and connecting with the ship, and she's taking it over to navigate it. And I'm like, well, okay, I know when she was in the little canister thing, she had like cords attached to her, and her hands were handcuffed, but why was that stopping her from using her tentacles? Why was she helpless before, but now, just because she's not hanging from that thing and crawling around, now she's suddenly free, and that they wouldn't have made sure that she was still contained on some level? Like, why? Like, it doesn't make any sense on any level. Why is she a person in a black costume instead of a human part housed in a robotic body? Why is she cut in half with her spine hanging out? Why is she not contained but not contained? And why can't we just have Alice Krieg? Initially I thought it was probably too much for the makeup. She didn't want to be in that whole thing again, and then I sort of realised, well, they just put her in a regular costume with like just fingerless gloves basically, and that's it. Alice Krieg could have worked in that comfortably. So what is the issue? And let's talk about her skin. She looks like rubber. She looks like opaque rubber. The original makeup looked like actual skin, moist, shiny, creepy skin, and it looked real. It looked like she had just had it looked like skin was just skinned off a human and put over robotic parts, and was alive but not really alive. Didn't really have blood flowing through it, but sort of was still alive. It looked real. And I've seen the makeup without all the lighting and that. She looks human color, but then they've done her up to look pale and pasty, but it just all looks like a rubber. And the cords that were holding her up and all that, they just look like a rubber as well. It doesn't look real. It doesn't look like there's any mechanics or mechanisms underneath it. I don't know, she's just not working for me. And I needed a little vent. I needed a little bit of COVID therapy. What am I talking about? YouTube therapy. I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense. Can someone explain the Borg Queen to me, this new Borg Queen? And like I said, Annie Wershing, whatever, is doing a good job of acting the part, but why couldn't we have Alice Krieg back? Why couldn't we have some continuity? Why didn't they get Susanna Thompson if they couldn't afford Alice Krieg? Or Alice Krieg wasn't available, why did they literally go through two Borg Queens and they just had to find someone new? Or was it about money? I'm sure it was about money. I'm sure she didn't want to do a film and they wouldn't pay her enough to do it, and also to do the hours of makeup that it would have taken. Because frankly, she doesn't need to sit through all that. She can just do a film as a human and get paid a lot of money. So it's a pity. It does sort of ruin there's no gravitas to the scene with her and Picard talking. You have a moment of that's the Borg Queen, and then you're like, no, it's not. It's like an actress playing the Borg Queen in like a black costume with like fingerless gloves. Filmed from the waist up to hide the fact that they didn't want to spend the money on the actual proper makeup of having her just the top half removed, because they could just have her cut in half and just film her from the waist up most of the time and save a lot of money on the effects. So it all seems like budget saving, just like them going back to Earth and spending, it looks like 7 episodes out of the 10 are going to be based on Earth in 2024, which is basically just today, with really no advances, because there's not much that's going to happen between now and the next 2 years that they're going to have to, create for the show. So it just all seems like budget saving, just cheap, disappointing. A lot of people got excited about, the Stargazer and the set and all that, and seeing the bridge and having an episode on a starship and actually almost appearing to be an episode of Star Trek for a minute. But that was one episode. Then we got our fake mirror universe filmed on location, and now we're going to have the rest of the season filmed on location in LA, basically. So it's all very disappointing, all very cheap, and I needed to have a little bit of a moan about that and a vent, because this is bothering me. And I just saw that preview and I thought, okay, she's doing a good job of acting it, but everything else is wrong. The costume is wrong. The way she operates is wrong. The fact they didn't make any attempt to contain her on the ship, and that she's able to just run free and take over the ship and control everything, and suddenly she's just full Borg again. And they wouldn't have, declawed her when they had her ready to be executed back in the mirror timeline. I don't know. I'm going to go. I don't want this to go over 10 minutes. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Are you disappointed in the Borg Queen? Can you explain the Borg Queen to me? Does anyone know why Alice Krige didn't come back specifically? Was it just about money, like I'm guessing? I'm hearing that's what it was, and that's what I assumed anyway. But no one knows for sure that I've spoken to. I'm going to go. Bye.